What's up, everybody? This is the introduction to a series of videos that I'm going to do explaining how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube with the easy method or beginner's method, however you want to look at it. Basically, if you've never solved one of these before, I'm going to be teaching a very simple method to solve this step by step, basically starting from the whatever you choose as the bottom all the way up to the top. And if you do it and you get good at it, I can actually solve it with the beginner's method somewhere between 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes. I think I've done it in less time than that, but there's a lot of steps to it, but that's about average once you get good at it. And once you get used to that method, you can learn more advanced methods, which basically is learning a bunch of algorithms to solve certain sections in multi-parts instead of each step, one by one. But right now, I'm just going to go over the very first step, and basically how this is going to go. We're going to start off with the basics. We're going to understand the basics of the Rubik's Cube, of this 3x3, and the very first thing we obviously need to know about this is when I'm talking about rotation, which is basically going to be an algorithm, but I'm going to explain it in very simple terms. Basically, when the algorithm is basically a set of moves that moves a cube, a section of the cube, to where you need it to be. Like if you want to move this piece over here, this piece over here, there's a certain algorithm. And an example of an algorithm, which is the very first one that you're going to need to learn, and also helps get used to notation, basically, is the first one that I'm going to teach. What it's going to do, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to do the algorithm, and I'm going to explain exactly what it's doing to the cube. And hopefully we can actually see what we're doing here. Try to adjust the camera a little bit. So the first algorithm, the basic one, is going to be, what it does, it's going to swap the corners and change the orientation. So basically, if this corner here, we want this to be in the right spot. It's already in the right spot. So we're going to see what it's going to happen, result, if we do this algorithm, which is, I'm going to explain it step by step, but the first step is you're going to want to do right side inverted, which basically means if you're looking at the right side of the cube, this is the front, this is up, this is down, or top, bottom, left, right. If you're looking at the right side, even though we're looking at the front, if you were to look at it from the right side, if I say right inverted, that means turn this counterclockwise. If I say right, it means clockwise. Same thing goes with the left side. If I say left inverted, it'd be, if you actually turn the cube towards you, you just clockwise. Or if I just say left, it's clockwise. Same thing with the bottom, which can be a little tricky because you might actually need to turn it towards you and go, okay, if I say bottom, that's clockwise, and inverted that way. But you still keep the cube like this. So if I say right inverted, that's right, right inverted, right, left inverted, left, left inverted, left, and the top, same way. If I say top, clockwise if you're looking at top, and then top inverted or up inverted, however you want to do it. It doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you understand which way to rotate the cube, and that'll pretty much be the basics. So back to the algorithm. The very first algorithm which is changing the corners. It's basically right inverted, then it's going to be, I gotta think about this, right inverted, down inverted, and then right down. As you can tell, this top corner piece, which was originally blue, orange, and white, is now down here. Now if you keep repeating it, what's going to do is going to swap these two, and if you do the moves enough times, it's going to put the cube back exactly where it was before. So right inverted, down inverted, right down. Okay, blue's back up. As you can tell, orientation is wrong. So we do it again. Okay, the blue piece is at the bottom. Do it again. Blue piece is up. As you can see, the blue is on this side. Keep continuing. As you can tell, the cube is back to normal after a certain amount of moves. Now, of course, it may be confusing to say right inverted, down inverted, right, down, but once you get used to the movements, you won't have to remember the actual notation. You just have to remember, like sometimes I'll do it, it might be confusing when I say this, but I'll say right, down, up, back. You know, I'll do it that way. But I just know, like if I'm looking at this piece, I know that I'm moving it down, over, up, back. But you do that a few times, get used to doing that until you can get the cube back to its normal, and then you're going to understand exactly what I mean. And that's basically the first algorithm. You do that, and if you can keep doing that and get it back to normal, then you're in good shape. Then you can actually learn a couple more algorithms later down the road. So that's the first step. The changing the corners, that's the first step before you get to do anything else. And once you're comfortable with that, then it's time to mix this thing up and start solving it.